Hello, how are you today? Feel free to post anything below on how you are feeling. Today I'd like to talk about sympathetic magic, things like voodoo dolls. In my previous video, I mentioned an Egyptian king who wrote his enemies' names in an execration text. His enemies were Nephilim from India. Go watch that video for more information. But back to Egyptians cursing their enemies. These texts cursed rulers who they hated. Simple enough. They've found over 1,000 texts, some mentioning the Hebrews and some Nephilim. The ritual would go as follows. The execration ritual was the process by which one could thwart or eradicate one's enemies. Usually the ritual objects would be bound, usually a small figurine, but sometimes human sacrifice was practiced. Then the object was smashed, stomped on, stabbed, cut, speared, spat on, locked in a box, burned, saturated in urine, and finally buried. But not every execration included all of the previous components. A full rite could use any of these actions numerous times with numerous figures. One recorded rite gave instructions to spit on him 4 times, trample on him with the left foot, smite him with a spear, slaughter him with a knife, place him on the fire, spit on him in the fire many times. What an angry thing to do! God of course hates magic and it is a sin. However, my point in researching this is more about modern day. Have you ever colored horns on a celebrity's magazine or a girl you hated person's yearbook photo? Intention is a powerful thing, execution is often accidental. Think of the number of articles with derogatory statements on the cover. Oh, it's that person I hate on the cover, let me stab it. Even online, when people hate, follow another person's account. This is in fact sympathetic magic. Hate a politician, let's make a mean video about them. Ephesians 5 verse 4, let there be no filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor crude joking, which are out of place, but instead let there be thanksgiving. Can this go into the other direction? It sure can. Energy vampirism. Infamy is a common source of magical energy in both experienced and new reality stars. They only need you to see their effigy and think of them, whether it's negative or positive. The energy gets fed to them or their unclean spirit. One of the things a principality can use to its advantage. Have you ever been to a place where you cannot resist feeling a certain way? A principality could be influencing you to feel that way at that time. But don't worry, we will talk more about principalities later. Back to the magic. Okay, let's think. Someone may say it's just to get their face out there. You're overthinking this. Ephesians 6 verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Also, do you ever find it weird when tragedies about celebs are plastered around the media for weeks, usually around a ritual date? You think we're getting somewhere? A tip from Jesus to his disciples about dealing with those who loathe you. Matthew 10 verse 14, and whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when ye depart out of that house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Don't hate, follow, don't get upset seeing them, just accept they exist and have a life. No matter what they did. This is not about how we feel, this is about the battle of the mind and spirit that we are in. Keep the mind clearly, don't give them your energy, hold the line. If anything, pray for them. Pray for me. Just pray.